GMK here. Welcome to a live stream for the first time in like an eternity and a half. So yeah, in case you are wondering, yes, this is another one of the absentee vote streams, and probably one of the last ones. 2020, what a year, really? I mean, 2020 has kind of been a clarifier for a lot of things, but foresight isn't one of them. But yeah, so as you can see, my absentee ballot is here. So this is the primary election edition of the absentee ballot. Can you believe it? We're at that point already? No, me either. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. So I thought, well, especially considering that like YouTube is recently updated to like YouTube events, so that's kind of different. And considering it's been maybe 3 weeks since my Parasite Eve live stream, I thought I would give you a few updates that have popped up lately as to why I haven't been streaming as much as I did in the beginning of the quarantine. Mainly because, long story short, I've gotten a lot busier than before. So now, I'm kind of a lot more zoomed in as to things that have been going on. So I am in grad school currently. I go to Harvard Extension. Harvard University's Extension school is basically kind of like their continuing ed program. But I'm currently working on matriculating to Harvard to get my master's degree in theology, specifically in world religions. So that's kind of been taking up a lot of my time. I've spent the majority of today basically sleeping in because, school, long story short, has taken up so much of my energy, and, yeah, it's just everything's just been keeping me busy. I've also, gotten my job at the university back, like my tech job back, though nowadays it's taken on a different form. Now, in addition to my tech duties that I usually do, which the only resemblance to my old job was basically on Saturdays, where I project the films. Yeah, you're still streaming films, believe it or not. Though the attendance has no indication whatsoever. We're still projecting films. But yeah, so I've been checking films every Saturday. But other than that, it's mainly been doing like customer service things, like front desk stuff. I've been doing the Hen Zone lately, for those who know the place. So I have been doing gaming, just not in the way that I typically would do it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it's been an interesting time, really, of reflection and contemplation. But also, well, for me personally, it's been a time of recharging. I try not to show it too much in my videos, but I've kind of been a little bit of a, well, let's not be around the bush. I've been pretty depressed due to the circumstances. I haven't really been able to see my friends as often as I usually can, and trying not to feel like an imposter at school, and then also going to work and basically having little to almost nothing to do but sit there and wait for somebody that may never come. And I'm applying for more jobs in the meantime and getting no responses, or the responses I get are rejections. Or one time I experienced a scam where I wanted to work for a travel agency, but it turned out the travel agency that was calling me back was an MLM. I applied again for a travel agency. This time, looks like this one's legit. It just took a while. So we need to hear anything, of course. But anyway. There's just so much that has happened that I just needed some time for myself to kind of basically deal with it all. So I had to take a little bit of a hiatus. And on top of that, I just had a lot of technical limitations. I still have the Mac that I usually use for school as my main streaming computer. So I just had to take a break for a little bit. I just had to get out of the rat race of trying to be popular on the internet. That's the one thing that I think ultimately kind of turned me off from being online for a little bit, was the fact that I felt like I was in a rat race. And it felt like no matter what I did, I was basically not going to win, no matter what I did. So I just I'm just better off not being there at all. So I just stopped everything, stopped the presses. I just needed to have a break. And I think it's like that one crossroads that everybody comes to at this point in their life, especially like those in their late 20s, early 30s, of like, can I really continue to be this anymore? Can I call myself a gamer anymore? Can I call myself fill in the blank anymore if I'm not doing this full time or making money off of it? I mean, I felt guilty calling myself a gamer when I couldn't even keep up with the latest system, let alone know what everybody's talking about. Nowadays, whenever I go on the video game club, like with my friends, the most I'm there for is like maybe like the D&D group, and then I leave because I know deep down chances are I'm not gonna have any idea what games they're talking about, let alone playing them. And even if I wanted to keep up, I couldn't because I don't have the funds for it. So it just eventually just started making me second guess my own identity. That's how bad it got. So I had to step back for a little bit to see who I truly was, and ultimately to kind of be gentle on myself, to say like, when I feel more comfortable to reclaim the gaming title, when I am able to keep up, when I feel comfortable to say this is me again, you'll know. Like, you'll know for sure when you feel comfortable of saying that again. And more importantly, people will be waiting for you when you do. It may not necessarily be the same people, but they will still be there when you come back. And gaming comes in different forms. So do not be ashamed if you're not able to keep up with the same things that everybody else can. So that was kind of the thing that I had to keep reminding myself with. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy, but I eventually figured that out. So that's kind of why I haven't been streaming on here as often. It's because like the technical problems, and also as one of my subscribers kind of described as well, my graphics card basically isn't up to par to maintain my video and the game at the same time. So I'm hoping by the end of this year, beginning of next year, I'll have saved enough to get a proper gaming laptop, so that way I can resume my streaming, but now I no longer have to worry about visual quality anymore. I can just play the game and have fun. Like, have fun with you guys in real time. So that's my main goal that I'm working on at this point, saving up for that. And then also the PS5. That might not be happening in 2020. It might be 2021. So, yeah, that pre-order was a huge debacle, wasn't it? That was a huge debacle. Oof. But yeah, but yeah, I'm working on some improvements on that front. I recently got a new logo actually. I hope you like it. I'm gonna do a video in the future, like a live stream in the future, kind of showing that. Some of you who are on Discord, you probably have already seen it, but I will be showing that pretty soon. Both on my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel, and yeah, I think you'll like it. It's by these two artists from on Fiverr called Team Rich May. They have this really nice sketching style that I really wanted to do. So I really just wanted to excuse me. Um so I just really wanted to change my image a little bit to kind of cover more than just gaming, so that way I have more excuses to kind of jump on and stream, because I felt like the gaming was kind of falling by the wayside as more time went on, and then I kind of dreaded, like, oh my gosh, what if I lose subscribers because of this? Again, back to that fear of keeping up. So then I just decided to start expanding my creativity, because it is my channel. I can do what I want with it, and ultimately don't feel limited to it, you know? Oh, okay. So that's one thing. And then a few other things that I've been doing for myself in terms of self-care. I have been starting to do some reading and some meditation courses. I recently signed up for one from my favorite writers and spiritual coaches, Sandra Corral. She has this YouTube channel, Flourishing Goddess, with some free meditations on there if you want to check it out. But yeah, I recently subscribed to one of her circles, and I've been going like every 2 weeks. So second one's actually, it should be every 2 weeks, I think. The next one's happening next week, I believe. Yes, next week. So that I've been looking those kinds of things I've been heavily looking forward to, and it's been nice to have a community. And you've heard me references in the channel before. I haven't been on in such a long time, but I also do like a breathwork workshop every 2 to 3 weeks online from Jasmine Marie, another spiritual coach, in the site called Black Girls Breathing. Really great stuff. So if I try either one of those places out, just look them up. They're pretty easy to find, and they're really nice people, so definitely reach out to them. And then yeah, just I've been focusing on grad school and work for the past few weeks, and it's been giving me a great distraction until I start feeling like myself again. So pretty soon I will be streaming again. Give me one sec, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much for your patience. So, somebody from direct messages on Twitch, on Whispers and Twitch says, asked me do you know when you're going to stream DDR again? Good question. Blake DMC 1989. Yeah, so I actually plan on streaming DDR again. I apologize for taking so long. That's another thing I kind of forgot was streaming DDR. I wanted to wait until I got a better TV, but you know what? I'm thinking of doing it pretty soon, actually. I've been playing DDR Extreme and Extreme 2 a lot more lately than Supernova. Simply because the achievements on those games are a lot easier to do than those ones, and I'm still looking for a copy of Supernova 1. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, I am planning on doing DDR pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. Sorry for taking such a long time between streams, but I hope you understand why it's been taking a while. But yeah, I'm planning on doing DDR pretty soon. So yeah, that's pretty important. But then the most important, the other important thing that I've recently kind of decided to do is to join TikTok. Yeah. Me, a millennial, joining TikTok. Can you believe it? But, yeah, especially, like, joining so late. I mean, I remember, to give you an idea of how long I've known, like, how long I've known, basically, how long I've basically known about TikTok. I've known the app basically since it was known as Musical.ly. That's how old that's how long I've known about this thing. But I didn't join it until now. So yeah, once again, we're behind on the trend. And it feels like the times that I'm ahead on trend, it's like nothing picks up. What is up with that? But, you know, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop complaining. You know what? I'm gonna stop complaining. That is another habit that I'm gonna try to break this year. Like with the remaining time I have this year, just break the habit of complaining in between. I gotta stop doing that. But yeah, so I joined that TikTok, and I've learned so much from TikTok. Like, I've learned so much in the past 2 weeks on TikTok than I have basically maybe like an entire year of school. Like, that's how much I've learned. Like, I've learned a lot about I learned a lot about like the African communities and the indigenous communities on TikTok in like the 2 weeks that I've been on TikTok than I have for an entire year, or an entire lifetime of school, really, let's be frank. So that was pretty impressive. That was totally astounding to me. And then I've been doing like more activism pieces lately on TikTok. I try to balance it out with humor, but like the more activism stuff just started coming out of me, really. Especially when it came to indigenous peoples issues, and the African part not so much, because I felt like other TikTokers do it better, but I mean, it was more like I was amplifying. I felt like I was more amplifying things that I cared about. Amplifying things that I cared about. I occasionally talk about whatchamacallit. I occasionally talk about D&D. I also talk about things that I personally care about, like art and video games, and just little simple fun things that I personally experience. And I mean, I think it's just because like TikTok videos, they're anywhere between 15 seconds to a minute. The views are pretty easy to accumulate. Like one of the videos that I've gotten the most views on was this video for Kingdom Hearts for Kingdom Hearts, where it is one of those memes where it's called "The Final Boss 2020 will be here soon. How you're gonna pull up." That has 366 views. That's basically every single day of a year. Like, one view for every day of the year. Like, that's the most seen video that I've done to date. Because as you know, I do not go without my without my hoodie. Give me one sec. I'm writing in this. Writing in something here. First time actually doing a write-in for certain candidates. That's pretty interesting. But that's so weird. Oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah. So that's pretty much everything that's been going on. I've been doing TikTok. I've been meditating. I've been trying to get as much rest as I can in between because I work 6 days a week now. Not much though. I will say it's not enough for me to kind of be able to pay for my for like my school or anything on my own really. So I'm just trying to save as much as I can until this thing blows over. The unemployment that I was supposed to get like earlier this year, it hasn't kicked in yet, believe it or not. So it's really hard because usually I work during the summer, so that way I don't have to worry about stuff like this. But because summer work basically just didn't happen for me, I basically am kind of running hand to mouth right now until that back to unemployment kicks in. Really, it got cut off right when the $600 supplement started kicking in. So I'm owed that in addition to what I would have gotten during unemployment. And I'm not the only one that's gone through this. Several people in the country have gone through this so far. Some have successfully gotten through. My mom's successfully gotten through. I haven't so far, and it's been almost 6 months. So it's starting to get a little nerve-wracking because I've got my second semester for this school year coming up in a few months. Like next month I have to register, and I don't have the funds for that. So how am I going to do that? And yeah, it's getting a little nerve-wracking. Like, oh my gosh, can I do this? So that's been kind of my preoccupation at this point. So sorry if the gaming is kind of been put at last moment, but like for some people, gaming is like a great way to like distract them from the goings on in the world, and they can like recharge and go back. I'm the opposite from what I've discovered recently. Until everything around me settled, the last thing I want to do is play a game. Like that's how much I have a problem with. I mean, granted, I do have my vices like YouTube and actually recently TikTok, but now ever since I started working again, for me it's just straight to work and back. I haven't done anything else really, And I'm not a first responder of any kind, so I'm not in any danger, thank goodness. Though I am getting tested on Wednesday, so fingers crossed on that. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not in any immediate danger, but at the same time, though, like, I think the reason why as well, it's like I haven't been in the mood for gaming as well, is because it's like, I think it's more so the frustration that I've been experiencing, the sheer frustration of just not being able to do much to entertain you. Let's be frank, because we're all stuck in our houses essentially. I mean, we have the parks too, but at least in Delaware, I don't know about anywhere else, but we at least have the parks, which are not very packed right now. But even that, like, that can only do so much, you know? It can be, it's been pretty lonely. And I think that's why people have been turning to vlogging and social media so much, because, like, it's the one, especially if you happen to live by yourself, which thankfully I'm not. I have my cousin with me and my parents with me, so at least I'm not completely by myself. But there are some feelings that they're probably not going to share because, let's be frank, they're a different generation than myself. But on the other hand, there have been things that they have been teaching me that I hope to teach you as well. That I'm learning from them. And I hope to learn from you too. So, I'm going to get a pen, sign this thing. And you're probably going to see my PJs right now. Let me position you here so I can actually move. I'm tethered right now, as you can see. Not to be confused with the tethered that wears red. No, I'm not one of those. Thank goodness. But on the other hand, I don't know. Am I? You don't know? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Jordan Peele. Okay. This thing's dropping. Okay. Also, I repainted my walls. In case you missed the last two streams, I repainted my walls. So, sign the voter's oath in your own handwriting. Is there one in here? Let me see. No. Okay. So yeah, usually I keep a privacy about these things, but this is one thing that I will officially say. I support my homie who's Delawarean and his friends. There, I said it. I kept it private until this point, but that is one thing I will be blatant about. So, those who hate me now, exit stage left. That is your curtain call to get out. That is stage slang for get out. There we go. So now you know where I stand. I solemnly swear that this vote, it is entirely of my own volition. It is not, there is no lie. There is no lie on this thing. And today is the 5th. 10, 5, 20, 20. Did I sign it? Yes. And to put my ballot in? Yes. It's pretty thin that you can easily tell, like, it's in there. But not everybody's that astute when it comes to observation. I need one of those, like, those envelope letters. Especially, like, with everything that's been going down now. But yeah. To mail it or to take it in person. Because now an option is you could actually take it in person there now. Which I'm actually tempted to do. To feel like it's definitive. Like, it's done. it's up there. I don't have to worry about it not reaching its final destination, especially with all of the postal interference that's been happening lately. I think it's another thing that's kind of like changed too. Was I'm starting to like find more like-minded people, a lot more like-minded intellectual people that I can reach out to and learn from. There's a bunch of people that I still think to reach out to actually, and I think I should after the stream's over. But yeah, I've just been doing quite a lot of thinking, quite a lot of reflecting, and I think even my spirituality has shifted, which it's not surprising, especially during this period of time, that kind of shift would occur. But I mean, I didn't expect the way it would occur, you know? I think now I'm kind of giving myself more permission to discover the answers for myself. And that's such an important thing, especially if you are spiritually inclined. Is eventually, you kind of gotta take a pause from the authority sometimes and listen to your own internal GPS. Because that is what I think is what a lot of these spiritual directives ultimately call you to do, is to start making your own determinations based on what you know. Trust that God, the divine, however you want to call him or her or them, God, trust the universe has your back on whatever decision you decide to make. But that also, anything you can't really think of, some other force is taking care of it for you. Sometimes you're going to need the nitty-gritty details, other times you just need a starting point. And I think that's what I'm learning to balance right now, is, especially now, is with this whole ball of uncertainty, how do I be sure of that one certain thing that I've got, which is I've got love and life all around me. With all this frustration, with all this grief, all this loss, there was still love and life to be celebrated. You know? With all these things that we gotta fix, there are things that are still okay. You know? So, in case you need a reminder, here you go. But yeah, I'm trying to take it easy lately. Things are going okay though. I'm still keeping myself busy as much as I can. So here's everything that's going to go down from this point onwards, pretty much. I'm gonna try and get back into streaming again. Obviously more DDR. So to the subscriber that told me about that, thank you so much. I'm sorry that it took so long for me to get to your messages, but I will be starting DDR pretty soon, so hope you enjoyed that. I'm also planning on playing Parasite Eve 2 at some point, the sequel to Parasite Eve 1, which I completed it like several weeks ago, and Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, the Game Boy Advance edition. And I still am doing card readings. I've had actually a couple of sales lately, so I'm grateful to those. And I'm open to receiving more clients at this time, whether it's one time or regularly. They start at $5, though I am also happy to go higher or lower if you need to. And if you use the code Blackout, you'll get a supplemental archetype at no charge. But though most of the time, honestly, I tend to add the stuff even without the code. So typically, if you need, unless you want me to change up the order, I typically have it with a written report as well as an audio report. But it's like a 24-hour thing. Then in that case, it's kind of a little bit trickier for me to get the report out. But other than that, Um, but other than that, I pretty much try to keep consistent with the report of the conditions surrounding the reading, your question, what the cards told me, and the overall conclusions that I've gotten. And yeah, so I still do readings. I am currently open for clients right now if you want to check it out. The shop is Wax Give Us Witch. And coffee donations are also accepted. And I'm currently supporting local businesses. So if you go to supportde.com, they're selling shirts currently, and $10 go towards the business. The Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, I may go this year, but considering everything that's been going on, the probability is pretty good that I'm basically not going. I'm not going to go anywhere or make any appearances for the rest of foreseeable 2020. So, the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, they usually do discounts to those in costume, but because of the nature of COVID-19, nowadays they're doing online reservations only, so much everybody's paying the same price no matter what. So I'm afraid there's no costume discount or in-person purchases this time. But the fact that they are doing a lot of crowd control lately will make it a lot easier, maybe people more comfortable of visiting the fair. But concerning the uptick in cases, I am starting to believe that they might blacklist Delaware in a lot of places, just like how most of the international community is blacklisting America. And finally, here's my social media. As you can see, TikTok is now added to the list. So there you go. I also got Twitter, though I'm not updating that as much anymore. Discord, Twitch, TikTok. I've been updating pretty much every single day. Or as often as I can anyway. And I haven't done an iOS live stream or a blog update in a while, but I'm hoping to do one soon. And I also have listings on Fiverr, Depop, and I have a donation page, coffee.com/Tonders. So yeah, I'm keeping myself busy in the moment with grad school and stuff, but feel free to reach out anyway. I'll try to pay attention to my pages as much as I can in between all of the researching that I've basically had to do over the past few weeks. But anyway, thank you so much for jumping into this stream in case you are jumping into this a little later. It looks like it's going to be the last absentee ballot video of 2020. So until next time, please remember to vote, regardless of what method you choose, whether it's absentee ballot or otherwise. Stay safe out there. Remember to keep educating yourselves about the things that are going on all around you. But of course, take breaks too. Take some mental health breaks. They are so important. And of course, may your heart be your guiding key. Till next time, I'll see you later. Bye. And I totally forgot how to press the thank you page. There we go. Okay. See you next time, everybody. Bye.